story last week was Steinhoff. Have a look at this chart of Steinhoff, which began the year with a valuation of more than $20 billion. That's from Anthony Seguazin at Bloomberg. My piece over the weekend is about Steinhoff, and I said Bloomberg reported on Friday that in the space of 1 week, Steinhoff International Holdings had become the world's worst performing stock of 2017 among stocks that began the year with a market cap of more than $20 billion. Since Monday, about $14 billion of market cap has been erased. The owner of Conforama in France, mattress firm in the US, and Poundland in the UK, is also working with auditors Deloitte LLP to publish full-year financial results, which were delayed indefinitely on Wednesday after the company discovered accounting irregularities and said its chief executive officer, Marcus Just, had quit. Steinhoff on Friday postponed an annual meeting with bankers in London by 8 days to December the 19th, citing a lack of financial information to discuss. That was from Bloomberg. Steinhoff was founded in 1964 by Bruno Steinhoff in Germany. Bruno Steinhoff sourced furniture from communist Europe and sold it in Eastern Europe. The company moved its headquarters to South Africa in 1998 and went public on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange that same year. Mr. Christo Wiese, known as the man with the Midas touch, is the largest shareholder in Steinhoff, which is listed at both Frankfurt. European commercial bankers holding Steinhoff bonds as part of their quantitative easing program are nursing a whopping loss. And in Johannesburg, Wiese is a colourful fellow and was once intercepted at London City Airport with close to £1 million in cash in his luggage. All these companies were suckered into believing Christo Wiese has the Midas touch, says Magda, Wierzycka, chief executive of Signia, the South African investment manager. Let's ignore the noise about Steinhoff because it's Christo, that was the view. Born in Uppington in the Northern Cape and graduating from Stellenbosch University near Cape Town, Mr. Wiese cut his teeth in his family's retail business, Pep stores. Over the decades, it became Pep Corp, sold to Steinhoff for $5.7 billion in 2014. Another early bet on ShopRite, a Western Cape grocer, eventually also turned into a stake in an African consumer behemoth, burnishing the legend of its golden touch. Lenders and other creditors have almost 18 million euros on the hook to the company. Long-term liabilities were calculated to be 12.1 billion and short-term liabilities 5.87 at the end of March, Steinhoff's first half earnings statement showed. In South Africa, Steinhoff has relationships with Standard Bank, Investec, First Rand. Globally, some of the lenders include Citi, Bank of America, HSBC and BNP Paribas. Steinhoff's share price decline has spread to related companies associated with Wiese, including Steinhoff Africa Retail and ShopRite Holdings Limited. As I scrambled to catch up with the story, I was amazed at how the story was being reported in South Africa, which proudly advances the idea that it is the most liquid market in Africa. SABC News was reporting the story from the angle of black disempowerment, but Steinhoff did not have sufficient BEE correlated representation, and this was the fundamental flaw. The JSE was arguing that the primary listing was in Frankfurt and therefore the primary investigation was being led by the Europeans. No one seemed keen on establishing the facts and sizing the whole, other than opining on the share price collapse and Christo's exponentially reducing fortune. This forensic intellectual cul-de-sac seemingly across vast swathes of South African media, Alicia Seckham of Business Day TV, deserves a shout-out for bucking the trend. It was very curious and made me wonder if the Zupta's linguistic onslaught over the years had not dumbed things down big. As I scanned the internet for some serious beef and something I could tuck into, I finally came across a report authored by the Viceroy Research Group, headlined "Viceroy Unearths Steinhoff Skeletons, Off-Balance Sheet Related Party Entities Inflating Earnings, Obscuring Losses." The link is on Rich Wrap-Ups. What is clear is that Steinhoff had been using off-balance sheet entities to pump up earnings and obscure losses. This is reflected by the fact that 85% of Steinhoff's EBIT is not translated into free cash flows. The above facts indicate Steinhoff appeared to be running a ponzi scheme, as these non-cash earnings are disguised through issuing fresh equity. The report is worth reading in full. The interview to which I was referring, that Alicia seconded, with JP Verster, is also on Rich Wrap-Ups. And as I said, Viceroy seriously unearthed the skeletons of the story behind Steinhoff.